On the first Tuesday of every month, as dusk settled over the city and lanterns flickered to life outside, the book club gathered faithfully. Marianne's living room, lined with shelves that sagged under the weight of well-loved books, glowed with a golden warmth that seemed to hush the world's noise. Each member gravitated to their chosen spot. Clara, always by the window, drawn to the city's pulse. David, near the fireplace, where the warmth matched his easy laughter. The air was thick with the scent of old paper, mingling with the earthy aroma of oolong tea and the faint sweetness of pastries Marianne always prepared. Here, in this cocoon of stories and gentle laughter, they found not just companionship, but a sense of belonging that felt rare and precious. Marianne, the club's quiet anchor, selected each title with care. Epics that spanned continents, mysteries that twisted through shadowy alleys, and philosophy that sparked debate long into the night. Their discussions were electric, voices overlapping, ideas clashing and colliding, as they read passages aloud and unraveled the author's intentions. But it wasn't just opinions that filled the room. They celebrated each other's triumphs, offered solace in setbacks, and wove a tapestry of trust and support. The club became a constant in their lives, a beacon of comfort and intellectual spark, a ritual that anchored them through life's unpredictability. Yet, beneath the surface of this sanctuary, where trust was as thick as the scent of tea, a quiet, chilling threat began to take root. Unseen, unspoken, and utterly unexpected. Outside, the world faded into darkness and rain, but inside, the danger was already creeping closer, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal itself. Marianne was the soul of the club, radiating warmth and charm that drew everyone in. She orchestrated every detail with meticulous care, sending thoughtful emails, crafting insightful discussion questions, and curating snacks to match each book's setting. Marianne remembered everyone's favorite treat and always made sure there was something special for each guest. She greeted each member by name, listened intently to their stories, and made newcomers feel instantly at home. Marianne provided identical, pristine copies of each book, their crisp pages promising new adventures. She handed them out ceremoniously at every meeting, her eyes sparkling with anticipation as she watched the group's reactions. Her generosity and taste were legendary, her authority never questioned. Marianne's laughter filled the room, and her gentle encouragement drew even the quietest members into conversation. The club trusted her completely, feeling safe in the haven she created. Laughter and lively debate mingled with the scent of tea as friends exchanged books and secrets in the sunlit room. Her control was seen as commitment, not dominance. She guided discussions with a gentle hand, always making sure every voice was heard. Marianne's living room, filled with soft cushions and the glow of lamplight, became the perfect book club sanctuary, and she, its perfect hostess, gracious, attentive, and always ready with a kind word or a knowing smile. The trust she inspired was absolute, her guests looking to her for guidance and approval. But beneath the surface of this tranquil gathering, that trust was tragically misplaced. No one suspected the darkness behind Marianne's devotion, or the secrets hidden in her perfect hospitality. The change was subtle at first. Clara's persistent headaches, a dull ache that lingered long after the meetings ended. David's tingling fingers and occasional numbness were easily blamed on stress or bad lighting. Soon, others began to whisper about nausea, dizziness, and a strange metallic taste that clung to their tongues after every meeting. The symptoms were brushed aside as coincidence. Maybe the snacks, maybe a flu, maybe just a run of bad luck. No one wanted to complain. Marianne's efforts were too generous, her hospitality too sincere to question. Yet beneath the surface, a quiet unease began to grow. The idea that their sanctuary could be the source of illness was unthinkable, almost frightening. They clung to logical explanations, unwilling to see the pattern forming before their eyes. The book club was their escape, their comfort, a place where worries were meant to melt away. To associate it with sickness felt like betrayal, an accusation no one dared to voice. So they kept meeting, reading, and quietly suffering, each new symptom deepening the sense of dread, never suspecting the true cause. The threat remained invisible, hidden in plain sight, growing stronger with every page turned. The turning point came when David's numbness worsened, affecting his work. His doctor, puzzled by negative tests, asked about his habits. When David mentioned the book club and the others' similar symptoms, the doctor's curiosity deepened. For the first time, the scattered complaints formed a pattern. The doctor urged the group to compare notes. The timeline was undeniable. Symptoms always followed meetings. Medical investigations began in earnest. Air, food, and environment were tested, but all came back clean. The only common factor left was the books, handled by everyone. As suspicion grew, the group began to scrutinize every detail. Members recalled odd sensations after touching certain pages, and one person remembered a faint, bitter smell clinging to their fingers. A few noticed that the symptoms seemed worse after reading specific titles, and a pattern emerged. The books were always passed around by the same host. Investigators dusted the books for fingerprints and tested for chemical residues. Under UV light, a faint powdery trace was found on the edges of several volumes. A notebook listing symptoms and meeting dates revealed a chilling consistency. Each episode followed a gathering at the host's home. Tension mounted within the group. Friends began to eye each other with suspicion, whispering in corners and questioning motives. The sanctuary of stories became a scene of investigation, and the members, once united by literature, were now bound by fear and doubt. The books they cherished were now suspects. Forensic scientists examined the club's latest selections, searching for hidden toxins or tampered pages. Finally, a dramatic discovery. A gloved hand revealed a hidden vial tucked inside a hollowed-out book, the evidence everyone dreaded. The truth was about to be revealed. Whispers began to circulate among the club, rumors of something sinister hidden within the pages. Members exchanged uneasy glances as headaches, nausea, and a strange metallic taste became common complaints. There were subtle hints, an odd sheen on certain pages, a faint residue left behind. The tension grew as members noticed their thumbs tingling after lingering on the margins. Oddly, the most affected pages matched the very passages Marianne urged them to discuss. Every touch, every pause on the text, seemed to carry a hidden threat. The books, once a source of comfort, now felt dangerous, objects to be handled with caution. Suspicion and fear crept in, as investigators searched for the source of the danger. The club's once friendly gatherings were now shadowed by distrust and quiet accusation. Every conversation was laced with tension, every look a possible clue. The danger was real, and the answer was hidden in the very pages they cherished. The forensic team mapped the arsenic's placement, each trace a breadcrumb leading to the truth. Edges and specific pages Marianne highlighted during meetings were laced with danger, the very passages she'd praised. She'd direct members to linger on these passages, framing it as literary appreciation, never revealing the deadly secret hidden in plain sight. In reality, she was guiding them to the most poisoned sections. The moment of discovery sent a chill through the room. What once felt like passionate teaching now seemed sinister. The club members' trust shattered, replaced by fear and betrayal. Her watchful gaze was no longer that of a mentor, but of someone ensuring her plan worked. The emotional weight pressed down on everyone present. Imaging revealed Marianne's fingerprints on the contaminated spots, confirming the horrifying truth. The pattern was deliberate, the evidence damning. The club members' reactions ranged from disbelief to anger. The books held not just stories, but proof of her crime. The emotional fallout rippled through the group. The act of reading had been weaponized, turning a beloved ritual into a source of dread. The club's sanctuary was shattered. The room, once filled with laughter, now echoed with silence and suspicion. The investigation had its culprit. Marianne's arrest left the group reeling, struggling to process the betrayal. The motive, however, was still a mystery. The emotional scars would linger long after the case was closed. The final piece was yet to be found, and the club's story was forever changed. The last and most damning clue was hidden in Marianne's own annotated books, her careful, meticulous notes. At first glance, her annotations seemed literary, thoughtful comments, underlined passages, and circled lines. But beneath the surface, they revealed chilling instructions. Which pages to poison, which members to target, and even the timing of each act. The notes were more than a record. They were a blueprint for her crimes. Marianne tailored her plan to those who challenged her authority or disagreed with her interpretations, marking their names and grievances in the margins. Her resentment was clear. Frustration at members who didn't appreciate the prose, anger at dissent, and a growing obsession with control. The notes detailed her method. Apply arsenic to specific margins, direct discussion to those pages, and ensure her targets handled the poisoned books. This was no impulsive act. It was a campaign of control, planned for months. The notes connected every step of the unfolding mystery, linking the poisoned pages, the chosen victims, and the host's growing paranoia. In the end, Marianne's notes were her confession, her obsession, her motive, and her method, all laid bare in her own hand. The evidence was irrefutable. The story's villain was unmasked, and the mystery finally made sense. Marianne's motive was obsession, an all-consuming need for control, not greed or jealousy. She demanded reverence for literature, her interpretation, her standards. Any challenge to her authority was intolerable. Disagreement felt like betrayal, criticism, a personal affront. The club became a stage for her anxieties and insecurities. The poison was her desperate attempt to punish and control, to silence those who threatened her fragile sense of superiority. The confrontation was tense and raw. As the evidence mounted, her notes, the lab results, her obsession was laid bare for all to see. Marianne did not protest. Her world collapsed in silence. The mask she wore for so long was gone, replaced by emptiness. The club disbanded, its members left scarred and wary, haunted by the darkness that had festered among them. Marianne's living room, once a haven, was emptied of books and warmth, a hollow shell of her obsession. The story became a local cautionary tale, whispered in the streets and memorialized in headlines. For the members, trust was shattered. The sanctuary was lost. The lesson about obsession, power, and the dangers of unchecked authority was unforgettable. Marianne's story is a chilling reminder. Danger can hide in the familiar. But what happens after the story ends? The club's trust was their vulnerability, exploited by obsession masquerading as passion. In the aftermath, friendships were fractured, and the warmth of shared stories was replaced by suspicion. Her love for books became a weapon when she demanded absolute conformity. Now, every page turned is shadowed by doubt. Can we ever truly know those we read beside? The legacy is quiet, no memorials, just lingering unease. The club's absence is felt in every silent room, every untouched book. For the survivors, opening a book now brings a flicker of fear. The comfort of reading is forever changed, haunted by memories and unanswered questions. The case warns of unseen risks in even the safest spaces. It asks us to look closer at the people we trust and the passions we share. Books can build communities or destroy them in the wrong hands. The lesson lingers. Trust is precious and easily shattered. The silence after the club's end is a testament to the fragility of trust. Can such a space ever feel safe again? The final chapter was not discovery, but a profound, disturbing quiet. The unanswered questions echo. What drives someone to betray their own circle? Could it happen again? The sanctuary of stories became a cautionary tale. In the end, we are left to reflect on the stories we tell, the secrets we keep, and the trust we place in others.